before we get started with the game talk, should probably address the elefante in the room, and that is the Justin Fields press conference earlier this week, just basically saying like there's nobody in the world that cares as much as the people in that locker room. Like the fans don't care, or not care, but like the fans don't put in the work, right? And in a sense, true, but also like we're one of the most self-entitled fan base. The amount of times I log on to twitter.com and see I'm a Chicago Bears season ticket holder and this is why we should do this and that and blah, 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 blah. It's a lot, but it's also a city of like hardworking individuals that sees this kid who 23 years old, for the most part, for the last 10 years of his life has had, granted he's worked for a lot of it, has had every opportunity to progress his life to become the star that he is today. I won't call him a superstar because he definitely ain't playing like no superstar, but he's a star in the sense that everybody knows who he is. He's making a lot of money, a nice car, all that stuff. So I think while us as fans, we can misinterpret these things, it is what it is. Like, I was not offended by it when he said it. I really like, and this is a person that hammers the Bears money line 17 times a year with hard-earned cash, and I'm fully invested, and we do the podcast twice a week. Like, it's a non-issue. I understand what you're saying, and I can also understand where Bears fans are at with it, but that is the first thing on the Justin Fields docket. He also since came out and apologized because obviously, he's frustrated. They caught him in the heat of the battle. It was right after the game. So it is what it is. But how do you feel about this situation, both angles? Because as a fan, we're the ones who are supposed to be like pissed off about this. And it didn't even rub me the slightest bit the wrong way.
No, I didn't care at all. I mean, like, that's the thing. The dude's mad. They just lost a game. Of course, I think it's a little bit was taken out of context, obviously, and then clipped up like that. And it's not cool to see that type of thing because then you didn't get the question in front of it that led to his comments. But, like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, dude, of course these guys care so much. They don't know. Like, so this is the part that kind of rubbed me like the wrong way in the sense of like, I understand why fans would be upset about it because they don't know what type of commitment each fan makes to the Chicago Bears, right? Every year, every game, watching every game, listening on the radio if they can't watch the game, like the type of commitment that they do throughout the week, tracking this team, reading up on all the news, trying to see the matchup at hand, like, the back and forth, like talk between Packers fans and Bears fans and, Vikings fans and Bears fans, like Fields has not seen that over the years. So like, not just him, all the players, like most of the players anyways, especially if you haven't been, in Chicago or with the Chicago Bears for more than his second season now, going into his, like, this is his second season. So he hasn't seen that, and he doesn't know like how hard it affects certain fans. Should it affect fans like so much? Probably not. It's just a game. It's a game that it's an entertainment thing for us, right? We're entertained by the Bears playing well or even poorly at times. So it really shouldn't affect our mood like that.
It's a different type of entertainment though when they're not playing well. It's a way different entertainment.
It's not entertaining at all, but it's different. It's like torture entertainment at that point. But it's like, that's the thing. So I understand why fans would take it kind of out of context that way and be like, hey, what do you mean we don't care? Like, dude, we support you. We want you to win and all that. And yeah, you got the Fields jersey on. I got the Fields jersey on. I still support Justin Fields. I don't care. Like, his comment didn't bother me necessarily. Like, it's like, I understand. Like, those guys care in the building. They are professional athletes. They want to win. They want to perform. Like, it should never be the fans more than them. I just think that sometimes it's like you could make the argument that with certain fans and players, it's equal, right? Because you ride or die with your team as a fan, even as a diehard fan. So I don't necessarily think that he was wrong for those comments. He shouldn't have had to apologize. You know what I mean? I just think it's a ridiculous thing to get mad about. But I understand, like, where some fans might be rubbed the wrong way.
Yeah, and another thing too is I had to like type out a tweet and delete the tweet because I'm like, you know what? There's no sense in tweeting this because we're doing the show tonight. But listen, we have not seen anything from Justin Fields, okay? And I'm not saying like in a sense that we haven't seen anything from him on the field, right? I'm saying that his first season was a Matt Nagy year, and so far this season, we have not seen one single game plan conducive to the way that Justin Fields plays the game of football. And we here, as a city of fucking meatballs in a roll of Toronto bread, are just all losing our shit because of a couple bad games. But it's like, look, dude, they drop back. I think it was like 17 or 22 times, 11 pass attempts, couple sacks, an interception or whatever the fuck. Like, it wasn't pretty. I understand that, right? But we're not rolling Justin out still. He obviously holds on to the football. That's on him. Like, he holds on to the football longer than anyone in the NFL. But if you're not calling a game plan that's conducive to him being successful, like, he's like, what do you expect? We don't have a Randy Moss on our, like, you know what I'm saying? We don't have that type of talent on our offense. We have a bunch of mid. We have a mid-ass offensive line. We have new coaches and new play callers and a second-year quarterback. I don't know what we as Bears fans expect. I understand he lit it up at Ohio State, and he was a phenomenal talent at the college level and someone that had us very excited when he was drafted with the Bears. And I'm still very excited to see what the future holds for Justin Fields. I just am not in the camp that I see the sky falling with this kid yet. I understand there's some red flags. You're going to get that anytime, any sport you're adjusting to a new level. Throw into it, he has the worst offensive line he's probably ever had. And then on top of that, he probably had better skill position players when he was at Ohio State than he does now. And that is probably a fact at any given time in comparison to the players that he's going up to against. You know what I'm saying? It's not even close. So until we get a serious team around Justin Fields, the evaluations are all subjective. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know.
It's just too early.
It's too early. Yeah, it's way too early.
This is the smallest of small sample sizes because last season we know what he was up against. Like basically fighting his play callers. Like not actually like he wasn't fighting with them, but I mean like in the sense of trying to overcome like the horrible play calling. And like this season, so far, you're seeing the lack of talent, right? You're seeing guys losing battles up front too. Like the line is not the Bears are dead last in adjusted sack rate for the offensive line. So like it's not even just about the playmakers at that point. Like yes, he is holding the ball too long, but being dead last in adjusted sack rate, a lot of that is on the offensive line. There was a play there in that the third and goal play right before which you know your head wants to explode when and I listened to a little bit of your guys' post game, like maybe the first 20 minutes. That's all I was able to listen to. But you guys were talking about that fourth and goal run, right? The quarterback draw, shotgun quarterback draw. Makes no sense in that situation. But that third and goal play that Justin kind of set that up with because he dove to the pylon. There were receivers. I think it was two out on each side, two receivers on each side. And on the top part of the screen, the left side, receiver broke free down. It was like a kind of a pick route, like a slant play. And he broke free and he was open on the left side. But the problem was Fields was looking to the right. So I'm not sure, what exactly he was supposed to be looking for pre-snap there. But he didn't have enough time to look left and then find the open receiver because Braxton Jones got beat off the left side, and then he had to scramble right and then set that up. So, like, some of that is – like, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown right there.
Jones got beat bad on that play, too.
That's what I'm saying. Braxton Jones got beat bad on that play and then forced Fields out of pocket, and he couldn't make his progression left and see that he was open. And that's a touchdown right there. So, like, some of these plays, yes, like he played horribly. Like, don't get me wrong. Like there were moments where guys are breaking free. Like you said, he's holding the ball a little bit too long. I don't think he quite understands this system yet either. And yes, the play calling wasn't great. Like we know that from the 4th and goal play and like a lot of other plays too. Like there seems to be a lot of mirrored concepts with different slant concepts where it's like slant routes on double slants on both sides. And I just don't really understand that. You're not really taking advantage of coverages at that point. So there is a lot of that too, where it's kind of head scratching in the sense that you're expecting Fields to learn and know all this stuff right now when he's basically in his rookie year. Because how much of that was he taught last season? Like I question that too. I don't know what he learned.
It's fat Nagy, dude. He didn't learn shit last year.